game is exciting. The cards sure are fun. But it's your handsome Jim Perry who makes the show #1 on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. I thank you and welcome to Card Sharks. Gene Wood, nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you at home. Well, actually, nice to know you're there. And a very nice opening poem. I'm very grateful. Helen of Villas of Richmond Hill, New York, sent it in. Thank you, Helen. Now let's open up the board and get to those cards. Go ahead. Janice alone below in the cards and we'll meet our Card Sharks. Melina Penson, our champion. Hello, Melina. In your cowgirl outfit today. Wearing boots.
Only even cowgirls get the blues, though, but not today.
You can't get the blues. You're doing so well. Are you getting comfortable here on television
It's
now?
starting to feel pretty good, yes.
Yeah?
I think I might get to like this.
I cannot imagine why. Melina has won $11,325 in cash. That would make you comfortable.
Yes.
Our challenger is Michael Savari. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
We only met you on the one show, so again, won't you remind us about you, sir?
My name is Michael Savari. I'm originally from Trinidad, West Indies. I lived in Philadelphia for a short while where I taught school. I have moved out here to California now where I worked as an insurance salesman. I'm presently in sex therapy.
Right, yeah, we talked about that in the last show. Fascinating job. How do you go from insurance to sex?
You know, it's funny.
Very carefully, said someone, yes.
You know, it's funny. You know, if you go to most of these people's homes, you realize that a lot of people have a lot of problems. And even as a salesman, because I am a confidant, sitting in their home, they feel they could tell me all their life stories.
Oh.
And they always want me to solve their problems. So I realize that I can get money for this.
Oh.
You know,
Right.
because I love money.
In other words, should I buy the life insurance policy or get 3 mistresses, right? I mean, that's very logical there, the way that goes together there, Mike.
I don't think that will work.
No, it doesn't work that way. Nice to have you back. And you both cut the cards at the beginning of the match. Let's pick up where we left off. We play the best 2 out of 3, and as we left off, Melina won game 1. She got control of that one sudden death question, and that was all she needed. So, Michael, the pressure's on. We've dealt out the same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the deck. And Melina, we start with you. We sent our man on the street to Rome, where he asked 100 men who drive. Do you think a man who always obeys the speed limit is a sissy? How many Italian drivers said a man who always obeys the speed limit is a caca?
It's a keka. Well, I'll tell
Right?
you, Jim.
Am I right?
Yes, it's a caca, no keka, caca.
No, that's another word, isn't it? I really... Different language. Okay.
Okay, no, I was born in Italy. My folks are, very thorough Italians. I've been over there several times, and nobody drives. There's no such thing as a speed limit in Italy. I swear, everybody is zing, zing, zing all the time. So, yeah, probably they would say that. A lot of them would. About probably 71.
71 out of 100 men who drive said if you stick to the speed limit, he's a sissy. Higher or lower?
I personally have been to Italy also, and they drive on the pavements. They drive all over the place. So I sincerely believe that it would be just about 65.
She said 71.
I say lower.
So you can have everything below 71.
Yeah,
Isn't that
lower.
generous of us, sir?
Yeah, lower.
If it's lower, you'll play your cards. If not, it'll be Melina with hers. Hit the answer right on the head. The $500 bonus. Melina's already done it once. The actual number of Italian drivers who said a man who always obeys the speed limit is a sissy is 15. Very much lower. Well, that surprises me. Michael starts this game with a king.
I go lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, a queen.
I go lower.
Risking it lower. A 6.
I freeze.
And again, it's Michael who gets that initial control, and the question goes to Michael. Oh, my goodness. We asked 100 teachers of high school sex education classes. And had to come up. All right. If your son... interesting question now. 100 teachers of high school sex education classes. If your son and his girlfriend came home from college for the weekend and they wanted to sleep in the same bed, would you let them? How many sex educators said they would let their son and his girlfriend sleep together?
In spite of the way that most people think, being liberal, etc., I think that there is a certain kind of mode that is kept in the home, and they would not condone that situation. I think the amount that will actually think so, probably about 27%.
27 out of 100 in this case.
Now
Sex
you're asking
educators.
sex educators and
They
not
are-
parents. parents, right? Because
These are
I know my parents.
Well, they
were
are
like me.
parents, but they
They're
are
parents
they
and
teach
sex educators.
high school
okay,
sex
27.
education.
That's a fairly low number, but I still think that even with all the sex education, with all the liberation, it's their home, it's the parents' home, and what is done there. If they condone something like that, it's still a little strange, even sex educators. So that's going to be, I think, a little bit lower. Yeah.
A little lower than that, even. I know they'd come in the front door, they'd ask that, and they'd go right out the back door in my house.
That's what my parents
right on
would say,
through.
right on.
Lower and 27. The actual number of sex educators who said they would let their son and his girlfriend sleep together is 14. It is lower. Yes, it is. And Melina starts this game with an 8.
Oh, beautiful, lower.
Lower than the ace. An 8.
Oh, please.
In the middle time, we move over the freeze bar. We'll have question 3 coming at you in a moment, right after this. And just chatting with our nice studio audience there. Game 1 went to the champion. We're in the middle of game 2. Melina needs 3 cards. Michael needs 2. It's question 3, and it goes to Melina. Melina, in response to the current crime wave, citizens in many communities have organized armed patrols to police the streets.
Right.
So we asked 100 people, do you believe that neighborhood vigilante patrols are a good way to reduce crime? How many people do believe that neighborhood patrols are a good way to reduce crime?
Well, Jim, I think that anybody who is on the street in order to keep law and order is going to scare a potential criminal off. Just like right now in Los Angeles, they've got a big task force out, and that's lowering the crime rate. But these people, they're not licensed policemen or whatever it is, but they still are on the street to protect the property, and I think that's going to cut out the crime rate a lot. And is it a good thing?
How many
How many
say
said it's a good thing? Oh, that's a lot of people. I think that's very, very high, about 94.
94 out of 100, Michael.
94.
I sincerely believe in the democratic process in the United States, and I think most Americans who are patriotic will not go for vigilante groups. So I think that number is lower.
Lower than that.
Lower.
Interesting. You're both thinking totally different. And Michael has a point there. I think some of them have been carrying guns, and that scares people. So let's find out. 94 and lower. The actual number of people who believe that neighborhood patrols are a good way to reduce crime is 70. It is lower. A very high number, but low enough for Michael to get control
Change
of the
that
6.
card.
Now, winning the question, he can change the base card with a 2.
That's higher.
Higher than a 2. An 8. Now, we are faced with almost identical circumstances as the last show. Michael needs only 1. Melina has a long way to go with 3. Sudden death. Someone has to win the game on this play of the card. Last time Melina got control, it paid off. Let's see how it comes out this time. Michael, we found 100 women who have had an operation to enlarge their bosom. And we asked them, now that you look sexier, do you feel sexier too? How many women said looking sexier does make them feel sexier?
Personally, I think the reason why they took the operation in the first place is to look better and to feel better. And when they see themselves in the mirror looking good, they will have a proper mirror image of themselves and they will feel better. I sincerely believe about 83.
83 out of 100 said yes, they do.
Now I think something like that is naturally going to boost a woman's confidence. I think that's even higher than 83.
Even higher than that?
Yes.
Up there with high numbers, 83 and higher. The actual number of women who said now that they look sexier, they feel sexier too, is 91. It is even higher. And again, Melina has control, needing 3 cards. Michael needs 1. Play it or pass it.
Take it away, Michael.
Michael, last time you couldn't do it, and she won the game. Now the championship is on the line. You can tie it up or she wins. Call it off that 8. You're up the middle.
I say higher.
He says higher. Is he right this time? Yo, no! Melina does it again! And 1 card Michael could not turn over. Get a toughie there with that 8, Michael. Thank you. You're a delightful gentleman. I've enjoyed talking to you. It's a nice party this morning. Thank you, Michael. Michael Savari. Thank you, Michael. And Melina, come on down here with me. Congratulations, having another $200. You get that all-important sudden death control, Melina.
I don't believe it. Am I lucky or what? It's that Italian luck.
Well, it's certainly paying off. Keika, right? Sissy is Keika.
No, sissy's got to be something else.
No, it's-
Keika is cake.
Oh, cake?
Yes.
Well, sure, if you pay attention to the speed limits, you're a cake. Is that... I knew I wasn't any good at languages. Did you cut the money cards?
I sure did.
Let's get back to what I know something about. Let's play those money cards. Who gave me that translation anyway? Fruit de cake, says somebody. $200 of new money, 3 cards on the bottom line to bet as you will. Up to the second level, we'll add another $200 of betting money, 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half the money. Good luck. And, of course, now you don't lose on a double. You're on your own. Here's $200.
Okay.
You can change the base card on each level if you need to. Thank you, Lois. We'll start Melina off with 200 and a
I'm going
7.
to change that card.
Can she improve it? You must
Higher?
play this.
Oh.
Starting up the middle with an 8.
Okay, I'm going to bet $50. That's higher.
Minimum bet $50, higher than an 8. She's
Woo!
back to the jack, 250.
Okay, that's still a middle card, and I'm going to bet $50. That's lower.
$50, lower than a jack. No. But you bought a better card, a king and 200.
I'm going to bet it all. It's lower.
Whole thing, trying to
Come
double it for
on,
400
be there.
lower. Yes.
Woo!
And we'll move up to 10 and give you the other 200. You have $600. Do you
Okay,
want
change
the
that
10?
card, please, Jim.
And a bad change on the
Be
first
there.
level. What kind of a
Be
change
there.
this time?
Woo!
For the queen.
Lots better. I'm going to bet $400. That's lower.
400?
400.
$400, lower than a
Come
queen.
on.
Yes! $1,000.
I'm going to bet it all higher.
Trying to double it for 2,000 higher. Yes! Still a good card.
Oh! No, I'm not going to bet it all. I'm going to bet $1,800. That is higher.
$1,800 higher than a 3. Yes! Another queen. 3,800 and we move up the queen.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to bet $3,000. That's lower.
$3,000 on the turn of this card. Is it lower for $6,800? No!
I held back, though.
Well, that was a toughie. But I think you had some money so you could open up those purse strings a bit. Nonetheless, $800, $200 in the game. That is another $1,000. And Melina is at $12,225. Oh, I thought you had a big one that time. We'll be back with a new challenger right after we take time out for this.
I'd like to give you this world-famous...
2 brand new decks of cards. Here comes a new challenger on Card Sharks. John Brown. Hello, John. Nice to have you here. I'm fine. What'd you tell us about you, sir?
My name is John Brown. I live in Laguna Beach. I'm an insurance agent and a car salesman. And when you buy your car from me and wreck it, I fix it too. So it all goes hand in hand.
Oh, and you're an insurance man.
Yes.
You going to become a sex therapist too, John? Is it?
No, I'm past that point.
Oh,
I do very well.
You live in a lovely community there. Laguna Beach is
Yes.
very lovely. Nice to have you here. You cut your cards?
Yes, I did.
Then here we
Thank
go.
you.
We'll start the best 2 out of 3 with a question to a very tough champion, Melina. Now, terrific advice for our male viewers in this question. Listen, we asked 100 married men, have you ever brought your wife an aspirin early in the evening just so she couldn't tell you she had a headache later on? How many men have given their wife an aspirin so she couldn't claim to have a headache later on?
Okay, I think claiming a headache is pretty passé, Jim. I don't think a whole lot of women still do that.
What's the new derogatory?
The new thing is saying, no, honey, really, I don't feel like it, you know?
Oh, that's
Sure. That's the nouveau way.
What do you give him for that? No,
So,
okay.
no, I don't think a whole lot of men have done that. That's going to be a fairly low number. I'll say about 13.
13 out of 100 men have given the wife an aspirin. What do you think, John?
I disagree. I disagree with her. I think it's got to be higher because I think some women do that just to be courteous so that they don't have to.
Oh, so you
So
said
I think it's
higher.
going to be higher, just a little bit.
I must say, the guy's got a sense of humor. He really
that's
does.
right,
That's
that's
terrific. 13 and higher. The actual number of men who have given their wife an aspirin so she couldn't claim to have a headache later on is 5. That's all. Just 5 guys with a sense of humor. And Melina wins the question and starts off the match with an 8.
Change that card, Jim.
Middle
I don't
card.
want it.
Cannot blame
Come
you
on.
for changing it.
Higher.
Higher than a
Higher.
5.
Lower.
Risking it lower. A jack.
Lower.
Gonna risk it again. A 2 for the first game of the match. Yes, for the big 8. Wow. Melina. Woo. My goodness. So we will deal out the same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the deck. And we will start game 2 with a question to John. And John, you need this one.
Yes, it do.
John, we asked 100 people. Have you ever asked a waiter for a doggy bag for the leftovers from a total stranger's table? How many people admitted they've asked a doggy bag to take home a stranger's leftovers?
I don't think that I've ever done that personally, and I haven't seen anybody do it either. So I say it has to be very low, and I'm going to say 6.
6
Very
people
low.
have said, I'll take
tell
the
you,
leftovers from
if
there.
if a person is really hungry and really desperate and has 14 children at home, but they wouldn't be in a restaurant anyway if they have 14 kids at home, that's going to be lower than 6.
Okay.
I think so.
I buy that logic. The actual number of people who have asked for a doggy bag for a stranger's leftovers is 9. Not lower, it's high. 9. What were they eating for crying out loud? 9.
Very good, very good.
John starts this game with a king.
Lower.
A pot.
Higher.
Is he in higher? A jack. Lower than the jack. No. And back to the base card goes John Molina with a free chance at an 8.
No, I can't. Okay, I'm going to go higher.
Higher than the 8. An 8.
Lower.
Lower than an 8. The 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. A 7. One card separates Molina from another crack of the big money. We'll be right back right after this.
What's a pizza top?
Liz was telling me, talking about taking home a stranger's leftovers, there's a restaurant that serves a big steak on a plank and then... A what? What? It's a big plank?
There's a plank that runs down the center of the table.
And
It has
people
corn on the cob and ribs.
People take all of that
They
stuff?
scooped it right in.
I thought the spaghetti was a little tacky myself. Didn't you hear that? We're in the middle of game 2. Molina needs 1 card. John needs 4. And we pick up with question 2, and it goes to Molina. We found 100 single women who are dating a married man. Have you ever phoned your man at home and then hung up when his wife answered? See, somebody knew. Aha. Get that lady's number. How many single women have called their married boyfriend at home and hung up when his wife answered?
Okay, I think a woman who's dating a married man, the only reason she would call him if she's really desperate, she would probably do it if she really had to get a hold of the man.
She probably was desperate if she was dating him.
No, that's not necessarily so, okay?
Okay.
No. But I don't think too many women would take that risk, and if they would, they certainly would hang up. So that's going to be, though, a low number. That's going to be a low number. That's going to be about 41.
41 out of 100 would do it.
I think
Or
that
had
a
that
woman
happen.
to take that chance is really laying her neck out on the line anyway.
No, I think she's laying his neck out on the line.
Okay,
John.
both of them together. I'll agree with that. And I think that it's got to be lower. I just don't think that many women
Lower
going to
than
take
that.
that chance. Lower.
The audience doesn't agree.
Okay.
41 and lower. The actual number of single women who've called their married boyfriend at home and hung up when his wife answered is 42, not lower. By 1, Molina has it and just missed a $500 bonus. You've got a 7,
Change
Molina.
that card. Woo, come
Change.
on.
She needs 1 card for
Come on,
another crack
come
at the
on.
big money. A 2 for the championship. Higher. Yes. Molina does it again. My goodness. John, thank you for joining me. She just got hot. We have some nice party here for you, John. Thank you, John. John Brown. Molina, come on down with me. Molina pension, $12,425. We'll be back with her right after this.
Hey, what the blank is going on here? What the blank is he doing? What kind of a blanking show is this, anyways? I don't believe this blank. Hey, I know her and him. They're blanking hilarious. Oh, get a load of this blank. Holy blank, this is funny. What a great blanking idea for a game show. Match Game, you'll laugh your blank off. Weekdays at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on Game Show Network.